39 drivers taking this race. That's a lot
Good
of
luck,
points.
boys.
Do not want to give those up.
Good luck,
You've got to make sure you're
We
at
need
this
it.
race.
Good
at the
luck,
end
yeah.
We
to
do.
get all those max points. With that said, though, it is important to get
Don't
those
go
stage
ninja,
points, too.
nobody.
So if
Don't
you're in that
lean ninja.
position, you got to be able to seal the deal and get those stage points.
Also, driver going to be starting in the back. That's going to be Eric Smith, the second with an EOL penalty after some unsafe movements made at last week's race at Long Beach. But for tonight, 39 drivers take the grid, and they are ready to get to racing action. Edward Shore Jr. going to be starting on the inside into the restart zone, and the Michigan 200 is underway here for race number 5 of the season for the WSSR Cup Series down into turn number 1. The field going to be trying to already make some surges and moves to go 3 wide. There's some slight contact being made back for 5th place, but it's all Edward Shore Jr. up front.
And he want to get that clean air here, pull right up out of sight of turn 2 and able to lead the field down this back straightaway. He's single file, but the rest of the field is still 2 by 2. As we see, they'll probably fan out again.
I like being in the middle of 3 wide right here on lap 1.
Oh yeah, right out of the gate.
Side by side, 2 wide for 3rd, and then behind in the middle of the field, that gaggle of 3, almost think about 4 wide. Some drivers think about using the 8 brake up front. He gets all to 71, or will it be Sherwood Jr. who breaks loose, and Larry England lap number 1. We're 3 wide for 2nd place, and it's just 1 wiggle. We saw it in qualifying, and already shown some weakness for the 71 machine.
And the big thing is he didn't get that lap lead either, so that's not the bonus point he was hoping or expecting to get by starting out front. But he's going to have to settle back in. You just see that slight wiggle coming out of turn, but it costs all that momentum. And the worst part, Sam, not being able to be up against that wall. It didn't have all that traffic help either. They kind of just sailed by him.
If we look at the trends as well, you grab the pole, you usually don't win. There has never been a driver that has gotten the pole to win here at Michigan in the WSSR Cup Series. It's always been you get the pole, you get the worst luck. The driver that usually wins this race leads the most laps. So you want to be that lead driver because you got the most confidence in the world. As Larry Yingling leads another lap for himself. But we look in the middle of the field, some drivers just trying to hold steady for themselves. The middle of the pack is still a mess as they're still thinking about 3 wide for some, 2 wide, and hard contact in the wall. That's Mike Tellier with the 97, slamming the wall aggressively. And that was the issue we were kind of talking about, of drivers having some moments for themselves. And there's the 97 just limping his way forward, but it'll fall down to 37.
That was a big moment. That was, we talked about overcorrection a few weeks back. It looked
Yeah,
like
that was a little too close.
it kind of just snapped back into the wall. But you saw the front bumper slide off that car. I mean, it looks like
I thought I was about to go make other plans tonight.
glitch there, but it had to be heavy damage. I mean, he's probably going to be there for multiple minutes, and that's not what he wanted to see in his first 20 laps.
Absolutely not. Required damage has been given to the 97, so he was forced to pit road. Brad Delp also starting on pit road. 39 drivers have hit the track at some point here tonight. Jared Hughes doesn't look like he'll be hitting the course, but up front, still in line. It'll be the 67 of Larry Yingling, John Forbes, Steven Stimpian, Gavin Rogers, and Thompson Jack. Your top 5 currently. Then they're side by side for 3rd for 6th.
Somebody wrecking big down the front stretch.
Tellier will become our first driver on 97. Left to serve. That is so unfortunate. Just on lap number 3.
Can I get a James Huntley
You
update?
put all that work in all week, get excited to race, and only be able to turn a couple miles.
Sorry to cut you off. Trouble on the front stretch is James Kunkel in the 99. He was stopped in the grass on the front stretch and now finally able to get rolling as the front half of the group. They're going to be just now exiting out of turn number 3, and certainly a bizarre moment for the field as they were slow-most catching up to where the 99 was.
He locked it down.
All right.
Fuck is a goddamn caution.
Good call.
51, sliding across.
Thank you so much for holding the brake, Vinny. I saw the side of your car when I was here.
Maybe one of those things he was trying to slide up in front of someone. Maybe I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. I don't see any major damage. How about you?
Looks to be, we'll wait for the replay to see what fully happened here between the 46 and the 51 in the middle of the corner. Looks like for Trenton Jump, trying to make a move on the outside groove. Vincent Sora.
So, 2 tires?
I'm not doing anything for the stage, but I was thinking about coming in taking fuel. It should be less at the stage, but I don't think it's worth it.
Wow, he
Small
did a
tap.
great job.
That's a big save right there for Vincent Sora, but that's a
Yeah, no, I don't blame it. Yeah, exactly.
Smith there coming to was like, please stop for that second. That got a little
I mean, we're not going to be up
there, but they both did a great
for stage
job.
points, though,
I mean,
anyway,
wow,
really.
51, though,
So.
he did an excellent job not hitting anything. I mean, he was probably headed for that inside wall if he didn't.
Whatever you say. If you want to do it, I'll do it.
Nah, I'm staying out here.
About 10 years ago when he got that inside wall.
I don't think it would be
Great
that
job
bad
by
of a
him.
call,
Hopefully he's able to get in there and get those
but
tires.
it might be.
This is what we talked about
Because
right
if you
now,
get
lap
stuck
5.
back there, because you'd fall back to, what, 38? I think you could make your way back up to 28 pretty
I
easy.
don't think we're expecting a lot of drivers to make that decision. A little bit too early.
Unless the stage comes out at 15.
Green until lap 9 or 10. Might be seeing a little bit more takers, but with how large this field is, it's kind of hard to give up track position if you're inside the top 20, 40.
But if you're getting
with
4
having
anyway,
39 drivers
you're not
take
going to
the
be waiting
green,
on fuel. So.
it's tough to be willing to take that risk unless you're back in last place. And with the field only having 4 sets of tires to work with here tonight, 100 laps,
and I do plan to take 4, so
I really hoping to save a set for maybe later on here tonight.
guessing everybody kind of felt the same way. It doesn't look like anybody came down,
The reason you don't see anyone
other than whoever wrecked.
Tires. You don't want to use that set right
Stitz,
now.
were you pushing it there?
It's going to come out in lap
No.
13.
I see you made it up to
You're gonna wanna take
14th,
tires
right?
then, too, because
Yeah, I was just
go out there with 13
a bunch of guys kept getting loose, and I was just riding by on the outside.
Especially on a
Okay.
big track like this.
There was a couple guys taking it real easy
quick.
too.
I'm assuming with those
Yeah, I was just chilling. Newbigging,
Yeah,
he's the
and
one that pushed us
tonight
3 wide. He's up
stage
to
break at the end
16th
of lap
now.
20
So.
for the field, 100 laps in total. Top 10 drivers at the end of the stage will get bonus points. Winner of the stage gets 10 bonus points. 9 bonus points goes to second, and it continues to dwindle down.
Yeah,
until
we're
we
further
get to 10th
back,
place
but,
where
like,
you'll
I
grab
wasn't
1
concerned
bonus
at
point
all.
for yourself. Currently looking at the field, biggest mover going to be the 7 machine of Douglas Newbegin in 16th position. He has moved up 10 spots. Currently our biggest mover
I
so
wonder
far.
what happened, because
Biggest
something happened to
losers,
separate like us
going
into
to
2
be
packs,
Aaron
because
Smith
I was
second again,
just
had to
barely
start
hanging
this
on to the
race
first
with
pack.
POL did qualify in 10th.
I was like, there's a
Vince
second behind
Sora,
me.
who just had his spin. Other drivers
That may have been
seem to be
talent.
having an odd start. Edward Sherwood
Y'all have it.
Yeah, I don't know about me.
Driving all over the damn track trying to find it. I'll let you know. There ain't nothing all the way against the wall, I can tell you that.
You're on the outside.
Already checked there.
On the fact that seemed like cold tires the first
I
lap.
thought I was against the wall, and I thought I made contact with the wall, and then it said car contact with the 56. I thought I was getting a 0x from the wall, but it was from him. So I was like, oh, all right, we're getting no room here.
Didn't make any contact with anyone, but still, it's just very risky. Those tires cool, the track's dusty, and he dropped back. I think he was back at one point. I saw maybe 7th position, and I thought I maybe even saw 8th, but he is right now shown in 6th, so he's able to get a little bit of positions back. But track position being so important, you don't want to ever give anything up, so he's going to be probably fighting hard to try and get those spots back for that next pit stop, but he will have that #1 pit stall, so we'll see if that comes into play on pit stops.
Also taking a look at our weather conditions for tonight's race in the beginning portions of this run. Air temperature going to be 79.
I think if it goes all the way to 20, we'll make up a bunch of spots on these guys, but if they wreck at 15, we won't.
For these drivers, track temp was around 119 degrees at the end portion of
Let's get to
practice.
20. I
So
hope
the
we can
field
pull that
is
off.
dealing with
Yeah.
the temperature of the track cooling off, but the big thing affecting these drivers could be the wind. It is in a very high inside of the double digits of 12 miles per hour. Now, it's not fluctuating as much as we've seen before, but staying a consistent 12 miles per hour, if there is any fluctuation, could influence these drivers off the exit of these corners. Space car pulls off. It's time for us to get back to green flag racing. Larry Yingling going to be the lead driver. John Forbes was outside into the restart zone in the Michigan 200 is back underway, and Steven Stympian doesn't want to wait. The 88 is just shoving the 67 forward, and they're already clear.
We're not. I'll go get the flag pit because plans were put. The black flag was put.
Got himself clear, got the leader clear, but getting himself clear was also the most important thing. Doesn't have to worry about anyone being on his outside. Come out of turn 2. He's able to utilize that draft off the 67.
One in the wall here.
Yeah, I'm stuck with him.
Okay, I missed that. I was talking on that.
Oh, hello.
Blackbird, number 2. Conquest.
They're still going to be 4 wide, battling in the middle of this pack. It's going to be Jack Trent
Jim,
jump, bounce to the outside groove. They're going to be still 3 wide, almost pushing 4 wide again. Squeeze, pinch,
Racking outside,
Low,
racking
low.
outside.
Also, other drivers going to be scattering around.
David, you're good. You're a wheel man.
All right.
I was hitting pretty hard on the right side there.
No caution,
Split
yeah.
the whole field with that move to cut across.
Wow. It ended up being it looked like it was going to be a big accident at one point.
Got 4 eggs. It was pretty hard hit.
Really, looks like he did get into another car here.
Here's
We're
the
gonna see this
replay. And you're going to be seeing the squeeze coming up in front of Trenton, jump into the outside wall. And just gets more contact into Christopher Way, then continues to bounce down, and it most likely something was broken. That hard contact blows.
Hey, it made the car drop better.
Is completely over.
There you go.
That move.
Maybe it broke something just right.
Something was broken. It forced him to just continue to push down across the field. But then we continue to stay green, even with that major scare. It influenced and hurt over 3 different drivers, but we stay green, and up front, still Larry Yingling for himself. Now, you talked about, Justin, the fact that if we got spacing, we could have some green flag racing. Well, I think we got the spacing maybe that was necessary, and now up front, we're seeing some drivers making some big moves as Joshua Kanata, Drew Jua, both have been tagging along with one another, and they are pushing forward, trying to crack the top 3.
They definitely want to get that track position. It looks like right here we got them maybe getting 3 wide to get in that corner. As you see some guys running that low line down the front straight, or are they going to be able to get back up high, getting into that corner? That's really where you see guys get 2-3 wide when they're doing that on the front straightaway. The 71 though, he's trying to get those spots back on the inside, not going to be able to clear coming out of the corner though, and that's the problem. Look, he's going to have the 28 there, pushing to 26, and you kind of don't have that drafting help. If you pull out the pass down, very important to make sure you have someone underneath you.
You also saw there for a quick moment the bump drafting. Drivers are willing to use the bumper on the straightaways, try to assist the driver ahead to get moving forward. But at this time, you see the contact there. Zach Hall, Edward Shore Jr. off the exit of turn 4.
I try to give it any gas. I've just got to walk it up the track.
We saw that contact. They've got Vincent Sorsman around. Somehow they keep it together with that move. But I got a feeling here, Justin, we might not have some friendly drivers between one another with the way they are using each other up. Again, just 20 laps, and they are using every little bit of this racetrack right now.
Oh, they're being racy. They know 7 laps to go to that competition caution. They want those points. They're being racy. For you Aaron Smith fans out there, you might be wondering why is he 17, 18 seconds back. I think I caught a yellow car spinning right after Anthony Gaudio hit the inside wall. It kind of flashed at the bottom of the screen. It caught my eye. It was a yellow car. I'm assuming that's got to be Aaron Smith. As you see, he was get some contact there too, able to save it. But I think that's why Aaron Smith's not
my bad,
with Anthony Gaudio. I'm assuming no damage though, as he's continuing about 19 seconds back.
It's just one of those things where drivers are dealing with those issues further on back with that Anthony Gaudio.
Sorry, Ollie, I have no idea where we're at.
Like we're seeing up front in this lead.
Nah, you're good. I thought I came up.
Still our
I did right there.
21 drivers are in this lead pack trying to stay attached. And from first to 20th, all within 2 seconds of one another, the side-by-side racing is allowing this great action between each other. And currently, our biggest mover in this group is going to be Richard Wolsifer in the 56. But you're also seeing drivers that didn't qualify.
Said I'll live there. Sorry, Ken.
No, you're good. I was going to stay behind you, and I was like going to give you a bump, and then I was like, he looks pretty close to McCann there.
You also have Brian McCann, a driver who needs some massive points. Chris Stitz, they're at the tail end of this pack. They may need to make some big moves to push forward as the field continues to race on. He saw maybe a puff of smoke.
Damn you.
Into turn 2. That was
Take him high.
Having issues for the 99, but we continue to stay green once again as he's just being passed by this whole pack.
A lot of single car type incidents here tonight so far. Almost had that multi-accident wreck there on the front straightaway. A couple guys got damaged, but these guys are putting on a show of incident contact for certain. This track, maybe not having the grip they're expecting. Looked like another puff of smoke there. Looked like that black and purple car there maybe got up in the wall. Is that the number 12 there, I'm thinking?
That is Andrew Medlin, who brushes the wall just slightly. It'll keep his momentum though, and sometimes you can get away with small little contacts as we have our Andrew Medlin cam now on, and you can see James Kunkel in the 99 still struggling. He's just trying to run each lap possible as the rest of the field will have
time
to
start
move
using
up
whatever
the
tires you got.
That 99 machine, but Andrew Medlin, one of those drivers that's trying his
tires?
best to continue to push forward as he's running around Trenton Jump, Matthew Rodriguez, and these drivers that are further back in the path. This is for 29th and 30th position.
And they're battling hard for 29th and 30th position. The drivers showing that they just want every possible position that they can get. They just want to get by everyone. You see how aggressive these drivers are driving right now, tugging on that steering wheel, trying to get these cars to turn. You got some drafting right here between the 77 and 71, trying to get around the 16.
A little bit. And they were just 3 wide in this group as John Forbes is trying to make his way forward, currently in 3rd place position and being pressured by Drew Jua behind as well. As also behind this 11 machine, you can see in the mirror, they are trying to utilize the draft to push forward, but also trying to set up some passes as Drew Jua on the 77 wants to win another stage, but these laps are clicking away quickly. 3 laps to go before the stage yellow will be thrown, and only the top 10 drivers get those bonus points, as right now it's Larry Yingling. Once he took the lead away from Edward Shore Jr., he has not given it away to anyone else as the 11 continues to defend, but expect a pass for the lead to happen here quickly. Steven Stympian sending it down low, trying to run that yellow line, but it's the exit of the corner where the 67 usually has the advantage, but got a little bit close to that wall. There's a chance for Stympian this next go-around as we have 2 more laps to go. The stage is over.
2 more laps to go, wants to make that move, but the big fear is if he doesn't make that move and he gets stuck down the inside. These guys right here, you see how quick they kind of closed up just from the 88 making that move to the inside of the 67, kind of got those cars side by side and creates that bigger hole in the air. But right here, we're going to be on board, see if he can make a move going into this corner, trying to utilize that draft going off in turn 3.
And now throws it down low once again, and Larry Yangling's running that more preferred second groove right on that seam, and you see that transition to the seam. Both drivers breaking loose just slightly in front of our leaders. They are having trouble right now off the exit of the corner, but we are on the last lap of our stage. Again, top 10 drivers get bonus points. Last driver is Nick Crawford, who's trying to defend a lot of drivers behind him, but there's a little bit of space in between. Top 10 drivers are on top of each other, and it's Larry Yingling who's holding strong up front.
Holding strong, trying to get that stage win. Going to send it down here into turn 3. He's just going to try and protect the bottom here. We saw the 88 get down to that white line. You see it again right here, perfect camera view, but the 67 is able to get in front of him, kind of shut the door on him. But is the 88? No, you see right there, Sam, he got loose. You can see the car wiggling. I don't think he's going to be able to do it.
He's going to have another run.
God, that gets loose down there, man.
They got to wait until 10th place crosses the line. As across the line, it's Larry Yingling, but 10th place crosses just as quickly.
Oh, that is the stage.
Yeah, that's the stage.
Strong for the stage win. Drew Jua only able to move up to 3rd place, but Steven Stympian, he got his first practice attempt to try to take that lead spot. Might need a little bit more on this next go around. Thank you so much for joining with us, ladies and gentlemen, as that is your first stage. Your top 10.
We get some long runs, I think we'll be all right. But
in the 67.
it just takes so long to position yourself.
It
does, yeah. We got really spread out.
Edward Shore Jr., your top 5. Lucky Ducks looks quick. Then the rest of the top 10 getting bonus points. Going to be also seeing Gavin Rogers in 6. Your winner from last week.
I went from like almost passing Stitz to 4 behind him.
I did pass like 3 cars in the last corner though.
Yeah, you did. I sent it low. I was like, now's the time to do it. And then as soon as I was down there, I was like, why? Why did I do this? I knew what was going to happen.
Anthony Gaudio issue.
Did you go all the way to the bottom?
Yeah, like an idiot.
Fell backwards again. Was caught up in our first caution back on lap number 5 here tonight. Vincent Sora in the 51, only able to move up to 26th position. He's got a lot of work if he wants to get back inside of our top 10.
He has the time, but as you said, got to get up there. Maybe right now on pit stops, get in there and try and get a really good stop. You get in that box, really perfect, Sam. Maybe you can gain 2-3 positions. Doesn't sound like much, but it's able to move you up a row or 2, and that's really important.
I don't think they call it out here.
Closer there to the front.
Yeah, it's going to be extremely important.
And it's going to be further back than usual.
Stop here also could be very important. Minimize your mistakes. These drivers, again, only ran 20 laps. But do you have the right brake bias to stop into your box on a dime to get the cleanest stop possible? We'll find out if any mistakes happen as they pull into pit road, being led by the 67 of Larry Yingling. Not expecting any drivers to stay out, but it could be a gutsy call if you're deeper in the field. Maybe stay out, get that bonus point for leading a lap, but doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Everyone into pit road. Here we go, Justin, trying to make your stops. Don't want to slide through your box as most of these drivers hit their marks, but a few have to back up.
Yeah,
you do not want to back up. You just lose the time. But this race off pit road will be interesting.
Same here, 93, 94.
Right there. He's got the shortest distance likely to go.
Go,
Will he be able to get the spots back? You see guys starting to pull out already. Larry Yingling dropped the jack. He's gone. He's going to stay at the lead. Steven Stympian did a great job. Going to come out second side by side.
88-90.
Great show for this restart. Look at this 3-4 wide coming off the pit box right here. Wow.
We got a bit of a stickler here in the pit.
Let's
make sure we're minding our business here.
Great shot there, seeing the drivers exiting.
I was right in front of you when we pulled into the pit.
And now we get prepared for the race.
Oh, I'm skipping, my bad.
Here tonight, the stage winner again going to be Larry.
We're getting the back bumper already.
So we can queue up our stage winner. Get his thoughts on tonight's race because
know what a pace car is.
for that 67 as he's on front
going
with
into
Stu Stympian. Now we bring up that
Behind the
67.
Yeah, it's in
Larry,
3 now.
it's Sam
How much
and
damage do you
Justin up in the booth. You got us?
There's a minute
Yes,
45
sir.
8.
Well, stage
should get most
winner.
of it.
You didn't get the pole, but you got the lead
Yeah.
pretty quick.
It's in the
How
middle
are
of 3
you
and 4.
feeling? How's this track feeling right now for the 67 machine?
It was pretty good. 1 and 2's nice.
It's
Turn 4 yet?
Can't really see if it's too
Yeah,
tight
turn
or too
4.
loose. And 1 and 2 feels pretty good. Turn 3, and the later it goes in a run.
Probably pit
I'm
entry.
sure it's tires, maybe some wind
Yeah.
involved, but it's
I
definitely
think
gets
there's that now.
random loose. Center off.
Larry, Justin up here in the booth. Car looks great. That Mustang looks fast.
How much you got
Saw the
left?
88
We're on
kinda get right there till you get into that
45 or
stage.
46 seconds.
You think he? How do you
More than I would've
feel
thought.
against him right
You
there
got a
in the
minute,
long
though.
run? You think he's got something for you? Or you think you're able to
25,
just do
0.3.
I have a
what you
feeling
need to
you'll
stop
have
him and
time to
you're
get
able
it
pull him off
fixed.
if you needed to.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think he was definitely faster than me at the end. He was running the bottom pretty good. I did it once just to air block him on that last lap, and I don't
Yeah,
know
you
if
did
it's
a great job on that.
Yeah, it's it kind of felt a little tight, but then it got that weird loose, and I'm probably just gonna run the second line and see what it gives me.
Sounds like a great call, Larry. Well, we'll let you focus up, send you back to your team. Congratulations again on being the stage winner. Enjoy that, but hopefully we'll be talking to you at the end of this race.
Thank you, sir.
As we send Larry Yingling back to his team at Yingling
Zach, I know it says
Racing.
Category 5 on your bumper, but for some odd reason my brain keeps reading it literally fine.
You're our pole sitter, but Edward, great job through pit road, able to gain a few positions for the 71. He'll start
What is that?
delays as the field is set. No more stage
He
racing.
said he's
from
not
here.
reading
It's
it
all
as
about
Category
who's gonna
5.
grab the
He's
win
reading it as
here
literally
tonight.
fine.
The WSSR Cup
Oh.
Series.
Huh.
Race
Doug,
number
he's gotta run the
5
damn bottom.
here at Michigan. Why not try
never
something
close
new
enough
that
to
we've
read
done
it.
for a while?
Yeah.
We're gonna see if we can do a little bit of a crank
Be good if I can tell car color.
restart. Let you
Yeah,
get a feel
exactly.
of what it's like to have all 37 of these drivers ready to take the green.
the third
And it's all
person
about the
running
win.
the
No more stage racing. Entering the Geico restart zone, and we're green. Enjoy the roar as we're back to green flag action.
Outside. 35.133. Still outside. Still outside. Still out there. Outside clear. Working the bottom.
I mean, I can't go anywhere else there, Ryan. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Inside.
I was on the telegraph.
Clear low. Get back. Still inside. Clear. Inside, you're gonna have to follow it. 42.554. Still inside. Still inside. Clear. Working the bottom. Still inside. Still there. In and out. Still there. One outside. Clear up top. Outside. Still outside. 39.693. Still outside.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the Crank It Up
Still out there.
here on Freaky
Still
Fast
clear.
Broadcasting as the field is set and ready to continue on. As we were under that Crank It Up, Justin and I were talking about it. Fuel
Outside.
could be a question mark. Again, we weren't given the
Still
exact
outside.
number. We were guessing around 30 to 35 laps is going to be the
Still out
number
there.
that we're expecting on the fuel run for these drivers. And Justin, it's going to make the rest of this race interesting
Still outside.
because we could have a 1 to a 2 stop race. It matters on whose strategy might be the faster one from here on out.
Clear.
Oh, if you can run 90% throttle down these straightaways that are
39.493.
super long and utilize that draft of cars in front of you and save that little bit of fuel, roll out of the throttle,
Inside.
getting into the corners, you definitely can save a
Still
lap,
there.
2, maybe 3 laps, depending on your style. If you could do that both times,
Still inside.
it could be something where maybe these drivers are starting to think right now. I don't think anyone out front's going to be thinking that. Larry Yingling, he's pushing all that air. He's got that fast car. He's burning that fuel. So I don't think he's going to be thinking about saving fuel. But some of these guys back here, they might be thinking, if we can do it, we might be able to get that win tonight.
Yeah, I mean, if there's going to be a driver, though, that's up front that I've got my eye on, Nick Crawford in the 74 might be that driver that can find a way to save fuel. As you see, the 58, that's Carl Puller. That's on the outside, dropping quickly. Got into the outside wall, losing a lot of momentum. Over 6 positions lost just by grazing the wall. A hurting moment for Carl Puller, but he's still in it. As we run on board with the 72 of Matt Muir. This is drivers just inside of our top 30. And Matt Muir, a driver that's still trying to learn a lot more. He's been on the iRacing server for the last couple of years and a lot more of a painter, as he is the sole designer and painter for Sky Motorsports' machines as well as Hula Monkeys.
We're making some moves up there.
That Matt Muir makes, the driving-wise, Super Speedways is more of his strength. But here tonight, hoping to get a good finish, maybe aiming for a top 20 finish here this evening.
Look at that beautiful paint scheme right there you got on him. 72 Matt Muir designs. That's a great looking car right there. So is that 01 underneath them. Got 2 nice cars in the shot right there going down his back straightaway. But you know what? We were riding on board, Sam. Didn't see anyone shifting yet. Didn't really get a chance to talk about that. But as this run goes on, will drivers start going down? Will they start going down in the 4th gear, but paying the price of burning more fuel?
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. Is it worth it with the fuel and trying to make some big moves with the fuel saving, or do you just make big moves while out on track? Because Vincent Sora is on his march to try to get back into the top 10. The 51 caught up in his spill. Also seeing your pick to watch out for here tonight. Ken Campbell driving around the 51 machine of Vincent Sora. And with these drivers, even this far back, this is just outside of our top 20 where we're seeing this aggressive racing between one another. It's just as chaotic even for the top group right now, as the drivers are side by side almost everywhere on course. 3 wide at moments up front, 3 wide back here in further on the pack, but it certainly is fun everywhere you point the camera. Right now, though, as we move back up front to our top 10, drivers of note to watch out for. Douglas Newbegin in the 7, in that blue number 7, is making some big moves on the inside on that yellow line. Same for Nick Crawford. Both drivers have been hugging the inside yellow line. And Justin, I think back to other Michigan races in the past, and older updates of iRacing.
We had 3, I don't know if you're aware, but
almost
I
a
have car on my
no
board
zone.
here.
You avoided it at all costs. This is kind of shocking to see the amount of drivers that are willing to drive this low.
Yeah, it just seems down there, visually when you're in a car, it seems like it's almost flatter, and it's amazing that some of these guys are able to get the car to have grip down there. We've talked to Douglas Newbegin in the past, and I remember him specifically saying he was very excited to race Michigan, and he felt like he could run a line that other drivers couldn't, and we're on board with him right here. Look at that. He's able to paint down to the line, and he's making the positions up. He's not losing the speed coming out of the corner. It's pretty amazing. He doesn't have drafting help right here, so you're going to see maybe if he pulls back up here and gets him in line there before anyone else is behind him. But, I mean, it's just so hard to pass on that inside, but he's one of the drivers definitely able to make it. You see he's got the grip down here. He's visually lower, so he gets a little loose there, Sam, coming out of the corner.
Yeah. The big thing, as we're right now board the 7, is the fact that he is getting looser and looser. Getting closer to the apex of the corner. Every time he runs down there, he's using up a lot.
I'm so sorry, I did not hear the inside call there, dude.
Also, we got to move out as trouble for the 06 of Tom Bourne, as he is sliding into the grass on the entry of turn 1. He's fallen all the way down to 33rd position. Trouble for that 06 that we saw in one moment running so well, trying to crack into the top 20. And instead finds himself being pushed down into the grass. It looked to be a late move of contact between the 06 and the 56. As we see here, you see Richard Wolsifer drop down, body slams Tom Bourne, and Tom Bourne goes for a ride. Keeps it away from going back into the field, but because of the bumps down on the apron, drifts it into the grass. And from battling just outside the top 20, going to back in 34th position. Troublesome spot for Tom Bourne as we now go back to live coverage, because the battle for the lead is on. Steven Stimpy and Larry Yingling, the duel we were seeing come to the end of the stage, it has now commenced. The 88 showed signs of almost taking the lead, but he's going to go for another dive bomb slide job move, and it's giving an opening for the rest of the field to catch up. Stimpy not only make the move completely, almost makes contact off the exit of turn 4.
And that's going to break their momentum big time. Is anyone behind going to get a run? Look at this. These drivers are all on top of one another. You could throw a blanket over this top field. As you see the John Forbes machine, the 11, he's got a great run to the outside. He might get up there and be in second position now alongside the 88 going into the corner.
We're seeing ourselves lucky ducks. There's 3 of them up there. Who can find the better assistance? The inside seems to be where the teammates are better in line. but it's our top 13 all within a second and a half of one another. And Larry Yingling defends for that attempt for the lead. We'll see for these next couple of laps. Let's see what Cynthia is trying to mount back all that momentum, positioning, and cut down on this gap. The 88 seems to be setting up for maybe next lap or the lap after to go for another attempt for the lead. But battling for third place, we hop on board with Brian P. Johnson and
save it.
seeing the crossing
We're good. It's Dave.
Yep. Keep it
rolling.
rolling.
Good.
Morning, 20-2-4.
Utilize the bump drafting on the straightaways.
Drafting, very important. Just having someone to go with you if you pull out the pass. We talked about the 7, Douglas Newbigin before being on the inside trying to make those moves. Just wasn't able to.
Yellow flag is out.
Closed right now.
And it's going to be the 17 of Chris Stitz bringing out a yellow flag after contact between the 17 and the 46 off the exit of turn 4.
I'm probably going to pit here.
Sent Stitz for a ride through the grass.
This will
I hate it.
Being
but
how far back
we
I
have
am.
to. Yeah.
everyone comfortably into
I'm
a
using said anyways.
I know they're going to come in and get
Phase
those
race
4
my
tires
damage.
now.
That's
They'll
really
use that
hard racing for
second
like
set of
20th on
tires
back.
right now on this
I know. That's what I was feeling. I'm back here in 27, trying my butt off.
You see the scrub marks as he's been dealing on his right
I
side.
think the damage has affected me a little bit. I can't really.
Well, you can get the
It
rest
feels
of
like
it fixed here, though.
It feels like it's fine, but at the same time, they can pull away from me. But I don't know.
Then tries to get back on track.
But yeah, we're gonna see how it does once I get the rest of it fixed.
Slide. Then this is the incredible move. Drifts.
Like, that was only 12 laps, so that's like just when people are starting to get loose and lose it.
Yeah.
Second drift driving on by.
But if you stay out, you're going to be so slow.
Doesn't touch a single wall and doesn't get a penalty. Stitz still in this race.
It's like
In
most
this
people
race,
are going to be
most
pitting.
important thing. Able to
Kind of
keep it
want to
clean,
stay out,
still
but
has a
that's going to be
chance.
the wrong
Gotta
call.
finish this race on the lead lap to have a chance, and he's going to still have a chance to do that. You're going to see all these guys, they'll come in right now. We're expecting 4 tires. Don't think anyone's going to gamble with 2 at this point in this race,
Wow,
but who
nobody's
knows?
staying out.
I want 4 tires if I'm Larry Yingling and everyone else.
It's expected to be a 4 tires in fuel stop. And for us, we're going to take a quick stop as well, as we will take our first commercial break of the evening for this field. Currently, it's Larry Yingling leading the way as they enter pit road. But for us, we're going to be a little bit less than 40 laps into this, a little bit more than 40 laps into this race. I want to say thank you for joining with us on your Wednesday night.
They set the hit box right here, and it was fucking 12 boxes further down.
Number 5 at Michigan. It's
Go, Mango, go, Mango.
so far.
Jackman slammed my car down so hard. That's another 20 seconds right there.
We'll find out in right after this.
Jackman's
We're
fired.
more Great racing action.
Is that what is that laying up your road right there, that shiny thing? Oh, a small piece of metal, is it?
I almost had
Yeah,
him.
why don't you go make sure what that is? We don't get flat leaving. Thank you.
You're good. 10 laps short on fuel.
Yep.
Tires were 95, 96.
94, 96.
Gonna be green next time. 1 to go. Now, unfortunately, we will be on the outside here. 24.7.
I feel like I haven't gotten any luck, or haven't gotten lucky with any of the checkups. Like, if I can just get lucky and get some free spots, I think I might be okay. But like when you got caught behind, who was it, Ollie in the wall? Like I rolled up to you and then that was it. By the way, are you damaged, Tits, or are you good?
Huh?
Are you damaged?
Oh no, when I went through the grass, I went through the little blue tribal thing in the middle of the grass, and I just hit a bump and just got loose, and I couldn't hang on to it.
Okay.
I thought I had a smooth run back on the track. But yeah, that's all I did was just spin.
Are you the one that calls the caution?
Yeah,
Oh,
my
okay.
bad.
No, I didn't know if it was that or something else.
No, I thought I had it, and then I hit a bump.
Yeah. There's like a bad one at like Daytona and Talladega too.
I watched the whole thing unfolded. Too bad I wasn't recording.
The Daniel Dye Storm Motorsports.
Make sure you got your switches where you need them.
Been a rough few weeks.
Yeah.
Alright, man.
Yeah, we need something to go our way.
Ready. Green flag, green flag. Inside. 35.
And we are back to green flag action. Didn't miss a thing, and it's all Larry Yingling up front, but he's got a flock of drivers behind him. It's the trio of Lucky Duck Racing, Drew Jua, Douglas Newbiggie, and Edward Shore Jr. way behind.
No one up in the
as
wall.
They're having their own mini flying feed, trying to push forward.
I don't think I put them there.
Struggling deeper in the field. Trent Jump gets pushed down to the apron, but for this field here tonight, had a couple of on-track incidences, but could this be a changing point? Because it looks like, based off these drivers, the way they're racing right now, Justin, this might turn into more of a sprint of you trying to use up as much as your tires now before you enter pit road for the final time of the night.
Yeah, with their 60 to go, I guess maybe they're thinking 30 and 30. One-stop race, get in there 30 laps, and then go from 70 to 100. But, I mean, Sam, that's if it stays green. You think it's going to stay green with the way these drivers have had so much aggression?
I mean, you might have to be aggressive, place yourself in a position that you're out of the danger zone. We've seen the middle of the field be the most headache-filled spot of the night. You want to get inside the top 15, but other drivers, they've been making it a lot more difficult for some, as Joshua Kanata, one of those drivers at one moment was battling inside of our top 10. He's fallen back to 15th position, and he's battling with Vincent Sora, looking at a huge push from Ryan Kelly. Kelly, the driver that won this race last season, that 3 machine hasn't shown any strength, but that's just showing the difference from the Gen 4 car to tonight, driving the Gen 7 next-gen machine. There's a lot of changes going on. Joshua Kanata, one of the fun drivers we get to watch here tonight. One of the few, we got a handful of them using a VR headset. And right now you're seeing Kanata looking around, trying to find his turning points, and able to have the visibility to react if there's anyone having troubles around him.
Wrecking, go low, go low, go low. They're wrecking everywhere, Shit.
And you get to see Kanata's wheel action trying to hold steady through the grass. Big one, just continues.
That was close. Good call.
Well, I got a meatball.
Oh no, you got destroyed.
I don't even know what to say about any of what happened to me. There was not a single brake pedal touch. That's awful, you guys back here.
A few others seem to be where the catalyst.
It's Vincent doing it. Much better than
Get a size rank. I'd try to get it all fixed and get back out there and see if we can't gain spots.
I'm not even really talking about you. It's like the 3 cars behind me that when I hit the brakes, they come past like the set running speed record and just destroy me.
Crawford and pinched into a 3 wide.
Have fun, guys. Let's see you on next week.
Yeah, we're going to see right here. Definitely on a restart, though.
Yeah.
They're all bunched up.
They're getting ready for the restart.
You're going to be coming around
getting ready for a wrap.
Dan, I'm not sure where you're at, but tell me what you
have to come around
to 12. Corner 26, trying to avoid it.
All right, I was having to wait on the 3, so we're getting situated now.
All right, so we're going to have to come around the 27. Around it,
all the drivers trying to get through. Oh, and Vincent Sora would have gone through, but he got piled by Ryan Kelly. Other drivers trying to slow down, and just piling in. No these drivers able to slow up in time. They're going over 180 miles per hour. And for some, the brake was not a necessary tool they want to be used.
8 minutes required, 2 of optional.
About 8 to 12 drivers forced into pit road. Currently, it's Ross Stafford, Ken Campbell with the required damage still sitting getting repairs. As you get to see Larry Art's production machine get slammed into the outside of the wall and then go for a ride and see the smoke behind.
Oh no, you see the 15, Ken Campbell, my pick, could not survive that accident. Looked like he has some damage to the front end. So many guys caught up in this. You see a bumper there laying right there in the infield. Not what these drivers wanted to have happen here before we even got to halfway. A lot of them now going to have heavy damage.
You can see they're sitting in pit roads. Tom Sinchak and a couple of others still sitting in pit road getting service done. Tom Sinchak still sitting in pit road. Same for Ollie Fonseca, Vincent Sora, Bronson Stafford, Zach Hall, Trenton Jump, as well as Ken Campbell, Matthew Rodriguez, Tom Bourne getting repairs done that were involved in that wreck. That is 27th down to 34th position that were forced into pit road to get some type of damage repair done. A few drivers topping off with fuel, that being Nick Crawford, Matt Meir, and Tyler Dangler. So they're going to be going with an off-ball strategy for themselves, but the rest of the field deciding not to pit. And this timing of this wreck, horrific timing, because this was not the space that I think some of these drivers wanted to get that final pit stop of the night.
Should have just kept going low.
No, definitely. But let's talk about what these drivers who did
I saw them start sliding, and then it was like, go back up, and I should have just kept going lower and
laps
lower.
on fuel than these other guys.
100%
those guys to split it and pit at lap 70. Maybe these guys can go to
there were like 3 different wrecks up front. Like people were 3 wide and just overdrove and squeezed into the outside.
And
then so they hit the wall, and so that's why I called go low, is because they were coming down. And then I thought they were going to come far enough down that to go back up.
With 4 fresh tires, and it's a strategy play. I mean, you never know. It can happen, and if it does, it could be the winning call for someone who's right now in the back of the pack.
Yeah, if I had just gone like all the way through the grass, I would have been fine.
Update for the reason why we were supposed to have 40 drivers take the green. Just got the update now of seeing it. Jared Hughes missing out, was not able to race here tonight. Had an emergency that he had to step away. We hope for the best for Jared when he comes back to racing next week. As next week, these drivers, it doesn't get any easier. Pack racing continues on as we head to Daytona Super Speedway. You get to see pack racing next week. Got to see a little bit of a glimpse of the teamwork at Atlanta for the start of the
season that keeps on giving.
Next week, do not want to miss that great racing action. But up front, with some of the passes, some of the moves, Drew Jua going to be in that second place position. Larry Yingling ready to take us to the green on the inside row. Thank you so much for joining with us on your Wednesday night. The WSSR Cup Series is back to green flag action. Larry Yingling takes the green, but watch out.
I'm surprised I'm still here.
2, 3, 4, ready to go after this.
Don't jinx yourself now.
Into turn number 1.
You better be knocking on wood.
Restart though. Able to get in front of everyone. Look at Doug Snubig back to the inside.
I don't know if you hear that, but I just did.
Drivers now. He's got fresh tires. Doesn't want to risk getting too loose, but just does not have that help coming down that outside lane. Everyone getting by him. It's a 77 now. Look at this inside move. Going to get around him maybe. Going off into turn 3. He's got help down there to 71. He's going to be down there pushing him coming out of the straightaway. If he's able to stay with him, this might be a drag race to the finish.
For you, Medlin.
Thank you.
Gets back by you.
Yep. Appreciate it, Wade.
It's the teammates of Lucky Ducks to the inside. Gavin Rogers trying to help out the 3-time champ of Larry Yingling, and Yingling keeping a nose ahead. But will Drew Jua really be willing to send it? And both drivers.
I don't know what's going on with replay stuff, but like every time I look at replays now, cars are blinking out left and right.
The bump draft from Edward Sherwood Jr. a little bit early and gets actually Drew squirrely there. The advantage to the outside with the bump draft from Gavin Rogers. Our top 5, 6 drivers all on top of one another. And you're seeing the advantages and disadvantages of the different lanes that you're deciding to take through the exit of the corner and the amount of speed you can build up on the straightaways. As we're seeing Edward Sherwood Jr. right now trying to assist Drew Jua to take the lead position, but they just cannot find a way to get by the Ying driver of Larry Yingling.
No, Larry Yingling doing what he needs to do. It looks like he's trying to give help to both drivers for drafting, so that maybe this way trying to keep them side by side, make them use their tires up a little bit there. Smart plan. The 67, he's a great, smart, talented driver. That's why you're seeing him up front right now. These guys can't get around him, but they're trying. And that 7 machine, he's still down there to the bottom. He hasn't left that bottom all race long.
No, and we're seeing drivers willing to use the middle. Drew Jua, that seems to be his favorite spot. But Douglas Newbiggie,
still here,
really is enjoying that yellow line through the corners as we're seeing the outside lane mounting up a little bit more of a stronger run for themselves. As also seeing the 11 of John Forbes poking his nose underneath the 28 of Brian P. Johnson, and
I think I just had
John Forbes, a couple of others. We're seeing the field close in. The front 6 were putting on such a close action between one another. They got to back off, pull off these tires, and it's enabled the rest of the field to close in the gap.
You see how quick the whole field does close right in. I mean, we've had some of these guys, they were battling for second or third spot. Now they drop back to like fourth, fifth, sixth, kind of stuck there on that inside. That outside line's got that run going, able to keep the cars wound up a little bit more down the straightaways. But the most important thing is that's where all the cars migrate to, so they got more draft help up there.
As we now see Edward Sherwood Jr.'s camera, he's moved down to try to work with Douglas Newbiggin on the inside row, but Douglas breaks loose. He's going to lose a lot of time for the 7. He's almost fallen outside of the top 10 for Newbiggin. Edward Sherwood Jr., he has to move high, but almost gets tapped by Brian McCann into the corner. These drivers recognizing we have
I have no idea if the car is even going to be drivable, so we'll see.
You got to try to utilize a bump draft if you have a chance to get up there. But this 71, just not a lot of spacing to work with, but he's taking every advantage he can. But battle for the lead is back underway. Gavin Rogers, winner from last week at Long Beach. He wants a chance to win at an oval. He felt like he could have won back at Martinsville and Legacy, Texas when he got the pole at those tracks as well. But here tonight, didn't grab the pole, but maybe that's exactly where he needs to place himself to have the best chance to win here tonight. Inside of Larry Yingling, still hasn't completed the pass, but this is one of the better chances we've seen in a while for this lead position. He's almost fully clear, trying to go with the slide job move. Pass for the lead is made, but here comes the run. Crossover move from Yingling.
Lean gonna drive down to the inside, get alongside him. He's got help behind him too. But the big problem's gonna be, is he gonna be able to hold the inside coming into turn 1? That's gonna be the big thing. He's gonna have to be able to get in front of the 75 here, and it looks like he's gonna do it, Sam. Is he gonna slide up in front of him though on the exit?
Trying to find the spacing and will just finally clear in front of Gavin Rogers. Rogers will take a lap lead. But Yingling back to the front, and exactly the pass and the move that maybe Gavin Rogers needed to take in and learn for later on in this race. We hop on board with Brian Johnson as he runs in third place. Johnson, winner of this inaugural race back in season 2, on the first time that they ran here at Michigan. He wants to get into that top spot. And again, talking about past drivers that have won this race, every single driver that has won this race, they led the most laps, and that's exactly what Yingling's trying to do. As Johnson gets a little bit wiggly, and he's got a little bit of a backed up traffic behind him. You can't get too loose as it gives an opening for Sherwood Jr. to move up. But Shane Terrian, the 9 machine, now going to be side by side with Drew Jua, and Shane Terrian has been moving up very efficiently, quietly, every position he can. And he's avoided a couple of scary moments, but the 9 is willing to make some big slide job moves to try to take these positions away.
That's what you got to do. You got to not run the inside multiple laps and kill the tires. If you're going to make the move and pull to the inside, you got to get in there, do the slide job, get in front of that driver, and get back to that outside line for that draft. As you see right here, the 9 and the 11 so close to each other, getting through that corner. And that's the problem. Is the 9 going to be able to get by him now? As you see, the 11 tucked up there behind the 77, less air going on that front of the car, and you just see the momentum pulls the 11 forward.
Pulling the 11 forward, also seeing Douglas Newbiggin, so a little bit of a heads-up move. And the 9 blocking off, doing what we call aero blocking, just putting a slight nose in front of the 7. Also, a huge win from the 88 going to be Steven Stimpy, and Stimp holds on
that was
for the
a
88.
My force feedback just cut out right there.
To turn 4. And Justin, we saw this going to the end of the stage. A lot of drivers getting loose after 20 laps into a run. You said that was a window to watch out for. We're starting to see a lot of drivers, the handling starting to fade here off the exit of these corners.
What are you running for a wheel?
In that window, but the window we're also in is
BB1.
where that 88
It's
machine
just that one spot
in
3 and 4, whatever, for whatever reason, just cut out.
Yingling. He was all over him. Larry Yingling, we talked to him during the stage break.
DD, and yeah, the lap that wreck came out,
right now you're not seeing that.
Speed backed it out that whole corner.
Exactly
bring it down a little bit.
That he's back there in 10th position, but just not able to make the moves forward. We thought he was going to be someone that was definitely going to challenge the 67.
Ryan Kelly, who got a little bit of contact during our last caution, the big one. A lot of drivers involved that looked to be quick in the middle of the field. The 3 has been able to recover, and this is looking like a Ryan Kelly type of a race where maybe he didn't qualify well, but I think back to his rookie season, Kelly would sometimes be very sneaky as Shane Terrian up front. Makes a diving move, trying to force it 3 wide and go for a pass up inside of their top 5. But Ryan Kelly, that rookie season, maybe didn't qualify well, but he would march his way forward, and every pit stop he would get faster and faster.
He just got a speeding in pits coming out.
Who did?
Yeah.
I know he can be quick.
Wow.
You? Yeah. I was just coming out, and it's like, you've got to be kidding me.
Excited after all that. Oh, man.
Past cars that are exiting out of pit road. it is still Larry Yingling leading the charge. In front of him, they do have a lap car.
In a storm, it's a hurricane.
Yeah, for real.
The next lap to 3 laps. We'll have to worry about the 46, but for now, it's all Larry Yingling and Edward Shore Jr. at the moment.
I mean, not that it really matters.
That 7-1 machine.
But still, yeah, that's the point.
It's the principle.
First lap.
Yeah.
Got shuffled back early. Look at this, driven back up to second position, excuse me. Trying to get under to 67 though, going to turn 1. Is he going to be able to get this lap led? He's going to drive it off into that corner to 67. He's going to try and side draft him.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Drujua getting squeezed. They're going to be cycling back to 3 wide. The 77 makes a bold move, and it backfires quickly, losing over 4 positions. And a blink of an eye.
Unbelievable.
Battle for the lead is still between Edward Shore Jr. and Larry Yingling. Seeing some other dive
Does anyone know what lap
moves.
that caution
Douglas
came out?
Newbegin. He backed off, protected those tires, and now he's right back.
No, I was actually thinking the same thing regarding pit stop.
On the pole, getting loose. He's back to the point.
Let's see, we're 20 laps in, so to this run, so 39.
Stays on the apron. Classy move from the lap car.
Around there,
Yingling does not
I'm
want
guessing.
this lead position to go away. They continue to fight side by side, but Edward Shore.
Oh wait, that was when I spun. Yeah, because that's when we took tires. That's right, that's right.
But then there was a caution after that, right?
Yeah, and then, yeah, I didn't take tires that one.
He's not losing any more positions, wanting to get right in front, but look at that little bump draft there, and he's going to, 75's going to pull alongside to 67 also and try and get around him. Right now, Larry Yingling, he's got to deal with not having clean air anymore. He's going to have a different handling car. He's going to figure it out quick, though, able to protect second position for this lap. But lap 60, we're going to probably start seeing that window open shortly here, maybe the next 7 laps where drivers might go in and get those fresh tires.
Acting like a ghost and moving on by. Douglas Newbegin is stuck to the inside of the 75 machine that you're right on board with, as the 7 now slots into way almost in the 3rd position. In this field, again, it is almost like an accordion. It stretches out, then it comes back together when we're seeing that change in guard of who's got the better tires to work with and better positioning. You can see,
yeah, so maybe like around lap 73 or so might be considered halfway on the green flag laps.
Make these passes possible as
just doing some rough math.
Of Kelly's trying to make some bold moves. You also see Brian McCann getting into the picture here. These are some of the drivers that were battling for inside of the top 20. Now in a position to battle just to get inside of our top 10.
It just shows how many cars in this field are just so strong. But I tell you, a car that's strong is Mr. Yellow Line. I know right now we're on board with Brian McCann back here in the, looks like he's in the 12th position, I believe. But up front, that Douglas Newbegin, he's ripping the bottom and he's really making it work down there. I wasn't sure how he was going to be able to make it work, but he was able to drive on by these guys, and he actually was able to take the lead on that last lap.
Able to make the lead, and also other drivers to watch out for are going to be the 9 machine of Shane Terry and Brad McCann trying to make the outside lane work. I think he's trying
I'm pretty bad in 3 and 4s.
It's going to be helpful, or a lane that will move forward if possible. But Douglas Newbegin back to the point up front, and it is
overdrive entry there.
Switching from the Gen 4 over to this next-gen vehicle, it has breathed new life into these drivers that at one moments were shining beacons of, well, they have the potential to be fast back in the Gen 4 of the last 2 seasons to now they are threats to win almost every oval race we've gone to, as now going to be seeing Shane Terry, a driver that feels like this is his redeeming season. Felt like he should have taken the Season 8 championship, but Benjamin Nelson had the miracle run in the final 5 laps to save the extra fuel. The 9, he wants to lock himself into the playoffs and have another chance at a championship. As we ride on board with Steven Stimpian, we were talking about Steven Stimpian back in 10th position, looking loose, looking out of control, trouble. Stim is looking strong in that first and second group.
Oh, when he goes back to watch film, he's going to say, wow, the announcers, they were worried about me at lap 55 while I was back in 10th and falling back. And then all of a sudden he just turned it on, he drove down to the inside, looked like he had a tremendous amount of grip, was able to get to the inside of some cars, picked off a couple positions, and now all of a sudden he's right there on the 67th bumper trying to pass the leader who was leading about 5-10 laps ago when we were talking. So Stimpian definitely has that long run speed, just doesn't have the track position yet. If he gets it, watch out for him.
certainly is going to be someone that we got to watch out for. Ryan Kelly as well. Again, can be a driver that's trying to sneak his way forward.
When did you say a good time with it was?
Long run is just not his.
I mean, I'm guesstimating lap 73 is about halfway on the green flag laps
Drew Jua has fallen outside
for this set here.
He is now back in 12th position. Drivers that are taking those spots away, it's going to be Steve Stimpian, it's Brian McCann, and surprisingly making his move forward, Danny Cochran qualified 24th. He's up 11 positions and just seeing the sights of potentially being a driver that could go for a chance to finish instead of our top 10 here this evening. It has been a fight. You are taking every spot possible, but we are now in that awkward zone. Justin, pit stops could be calling for the field here in the next 10 to 8 laps.
It definitely could be. I mean, we're probably close to that window right now. Under 35 to go. Now someone could stretch it and maybe go in right now and take that full fuel, 4 tires, and go the whole distance. But the problem is, you're still going to not be out there with Matt's help of the draft. So I'm not sure if the tires will make a difference with what you're going to be losing with the draft out there. But what I'm thinking about is some of those guys who topped off there, they might be able to get to lap 75, 80. And they can go a lot longer. Will they do any strategy? Maybe go and take 2 tires, 9, 8 gallons of gas, get out fast, save 6, 7, 8 seconds on the tire stop, and maybe will they do anything different? So that could be something to keep an eye on.
Well, those drivers you were talking about that topped off on fuel to watch out for are going to be drivers outside of our top 20. 22nd position, Matt Mears is the first driver running who topped off on fuel. Then also a driver that topped off was Nick Crawford in 24th. And then also Tyler Dengler, who we're just looking at in this SpongeBob scheme for himself, trying to find a way to stretch the fuel out. Zach Hall, who was part of the big one that took out a lot of drivers, squeezing that 3-wide move that Tom Simchuk kind of moved up and forced the 3-wide wreck. And you see also the rest of the field just kind of sputtering to stay in a spot on the lead lap and banking on a yellow. But as the field continues to race on up front, it is Douglas Newbigging, Shane Terrian getting very close to one another. Talking about pit stops, though. Driver having troubles. It looks to be Richard Wolsifer in the 56. He'll bring out the yellow flag with the spin on the back stretch.
I just had a good teammate about to push me to the wind. Who was hauling.
Oh, they're definitely going to go and get 4 tires.
I would do it again, but I've got. Do I need the wave rim? Is the wave rim going to help me at all? Let me see here. If not, I'll come and pit and just do the same thing.
It's going to be on the back stretch. It's going to be off the exit of turn 2, snapping loose.
No, it's not going to help me.
Chase this car as much as you could, type of a moment, and you know, these type of wrecks, so tough to decide what you're going to do. It snaps loose. Green flag still.
So I'll have to start in the back, but if I get up to you, I'll be able to push.
Still out even at this moment. It's actually
the car
not going
sinks
to be
fine.
until this slide here.
Yeah, mine. I don't know. Mine. It feels like it. I feel better if I was like a middle car, but everyone just wants to pass me.
Michigan's the only track that I could
Like
think of.
I can pull two people and get pushed really good, but other than that, it's kind of still a little off. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just slow.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I tried saving it on the apron. Just went around on me.
At the beginning, everything felt fine, you know. I was staying with everyone.
I through that yellow when you were on like the very bottom.
4 tires. Most important, do not slide through that pit box.
We've seen drivers
Actually, I'll get a little TV time being up front and then get the wave around.
But Douglas Newbigging, one of those drivers coming on the field. He did not qualify well for the 7 machine, so when he gets rolling,
79, 86.
Spun out on the front stretch and there was no caution. At least
8185. Hey, 487.
Also going to be seeing a few other drivers trying to take off.
Richmond
but
is
can
the
anyone
single
steal
worst
track on good on the long runs.
Newbigging from pit road. Larry
Passed like 3 spots back.
Terrian Albager lots of time for the 9 machine. It is going to be 3 positions lost.
I must have had a bad stop. I got 2 or 3 people past me.
Place at the time of that yellow, and he will
I'm going to come in.
from 2nd down to 5th.
Wow.
All I can do is help
you
y'all.
This
isn't
going to do anything for me. Got it done. He's going to be able to line up on the front row.
I've got like 8 laps to the guy in front of me, and he's getting the wave around anyway.
Tremendous speed on that long run. We're going to find out what he's able to do on the short run. Will that inside line work?
It's going to
for him?
say 8.
Crash out.
Yeah, 8 or 9 doesn't. I mean, it might make a difference, but whatever.
It'll be a really great restart. Seeing what.
I'd rather make a 1-car difference for y'all than for me at this point.
Those drivers behind him, hoping that they can give him a good push on these restarts.
So far, 3 drivers have called it a night, as it was Mike Tellier after hard collision early in this race. Anthony Gaudio
offers for Medlin and Wade. Stitz could have stayed to the outside and not cleared somebody in, but he did, so screw him.
And then recently, Ryan Ferraro was having some like connection mechanical errors that forced him to call it a night as well. As we're under pacing, though, it's time to say thank you to our amazing sponsor that helps out here for the WSSR Cup Series. They've been our trophy provider since season 4, and that is Trophy Smack. Trophy Smack is your one place to go to find yourself a championship belt, ring, trophy, and more. If you're looking for pre-made, or if you would like to customize it for your own liking, TrophySmack.com is your one-stop shop to go. As well, if you are looking to get yourself a metal plate of your own custom image to be placed up for some of the drivers here in the WSSR Cup Series, they've got race wins of a wall smack.
Right, buddy,
you pick your image, Trophy Smack will put it on a metal plate that you're able to put on a magnet-saving mount on your wall if you'd like, or you can purchase a stand to put on your desk or shelf. Go on over to TrophySmack.com, and if you're getting a belt, ring, trophy, or a wall smack,
it might be a while before I get to you because I don't want to like immediately jump in these people's race. They were spread out before.
Thank you so much to Trophy
Oh, you're not that far up. I see
for
you.
being the trophies provider again since season 4 to now season 9. As Gavin Rogers will be your lead driver.
There's been a car left on track either.
Excuse me, New Biggin will be your lead
driver.
Gavin Rogers on the outside. We get ready to go green here tonight. We are expecting that if we stay green, we won't need to pit again.
I'm going to push Wade right into the wreck.
That's going to be the big question. Can we stay green for less than 30 laps? Because with this hard racing we've seen drivers willing to use up their tires.
I'd be meant to say right into the wind.
It's time to find out as the Michigan 200 for race number 5 of the season is underway. We're green with going to be 29 laps to go as the 7 of New Biggin is gone. And where's his teammates? They're mired back in the likes of 6th, 7th, and 8th position. The 7 is on his own now.
7's on his own. They're going to fan out 2 wide. I don't see any 3 wide yet coming out of the corner. But I tell you what, is that orange car going to be aggressive to get back up to the front to number 9, Shane Clarion. He wants those positions back. He thought he maybe could ran down to 7 if that caution didn't come out. He's got to work hard though. He lost 4 positions in the pit stops cycle. Not what he wants to do, but you see he's on that inside. Looks like he might be up to 3rd.
He's getting some rubber up there for us.
Look at that, Sam. Up to 3rd.
Oh, yeah.
He's on the move.
Oh, that felt good up there, actually.
For the lead, Gavin Rogers
Yeah, you got a good run.
On the outside, and the 75 will have the nose ahead down into turn number 1. Douglas New Biggin goes back to where he's been all race long, painting that yellow line. While the 75 is hoping to stay side by side. The run off the corner is going to go to Gavin Rogers. Shane Tarian bounces high, defends, pushes back the 7, and let the conveyor belt begin. As Gavin Rogers, he tries to defend the inside row as he'll get both sides. A little bit of draft help on the straightaway, but Shane Tarian, watch out for this run. That 9's going to look for a dive bomb move into turn number 1.
Yeah, and you saw the puff, the exhaust, the backfire when he lifted there, right? Crossing that wake of the 75, getting into turn 3. So right now going into turn 1, he's probably going to try and make sure he's not crossing that wake. So he has all that air going on the front car. He's got a tremendous fast car. Because look at that, Aaron Smith, the 70 machine. He was one of those drivers that we saw sliding through the infield earlier in one of the incidents. Kind of was back in the pack throughout this race, but he's avoided the accidents. We know he's fast, and he's slowly getting back up to this here now with under 30 laps to go.
Still has a lot of work to get done if he wants to crack into the top 10. Again, runs 14th, kind of boxed in the middle. As drivers up front, top 3 going to be single file, still trying to pick and choose where they want to go. Also in front, you can see the going to be Lucky Duck driver of Edward Sherwood Jr., Drew Jua. They're stuck low side middle, and it's the outside row just making some moves and passes to get by this field for themselves. It's now Danny Cochran going to be that outside driver. They just continue to try to make the outside lane work, and it is for now, but later on in this race, those tires are not going to be feeling comfortable for themselves as Danny Cochran moves by Drew Jua, Edward Sherwood Jr. And it looks like we're seeing that change up of plans. If you weren't able to crack into the top 3, you're backing off. You're giving up those spaces to get your tires cooled off and have the advantage later on.
You want that advantage definitely for later on, but look at that up front. You see it on the bottom of the screen. The 9's going to pull to the inside of the 75, try and get that lead. They're going to go side by side off into this corner. Notice Newbigin behind him, not able to hold the lead on that restart. He's going to try and work back on that inside line. You're going to have them running 3 different distinct lines.
Clear up top.
And the 9 going to come out of the lead, though, still. And you're going to see right here the 7 not have that draft help. Is he going to fall back to 4th?
As we're going to be having your Season 1 champion of the WSSR, Brian P. Johnson. He's been searching for another championship, and he might be wanting a win to try to solidify himself as the most winningest driver in this series. It's been the back and forth between the 28 and the 51 of Vincent Sora. But here tonight, Shane Tarian leads this race. A great working job to get to where he's at right now. And we're seeing drivers that were willing to work through traffic. Get up front. Your top 4 drivers are drivers that have had to advance forward. The biggest mover, going to be Douglas Newbigin, up 23 positions from where he started. That 7 had an incredible run to get him where he's at. But the middle of the field, it is still a cluster of where is the best place to run at this moment, because it doesn't look to be safe anywhere at this time.
No, we've seen that all night. We actually at one point saw them 3 and 4 wide leaving the pit on that first pit at the end of the stage. I mean, these guys are aggressive. They want every spot. There's not really too much give and take amongst all 39 drivers out there. As the field is actually trimmed down a little bit with some drivers exiting, but still, so many cars out there that it's just absolutely amazing the effort these drivers all put into this league. I mean, in the first 50 laps, we thought Larry Yingling was walking away with this race. It seemed like no one could get around him. And now you see him falling back into the clutches of like 10th, 12th position back there. To 88, he was also fast. He's right there alongside him. Seems like those two are not getting separated at all from each other tonight. But it's just amazing showing how the field is so strong that drivers are just everywhere.
And you might be wondering, how did Larry Yingling and Steven Stibia fall this far back? They are mired in 16th and 17th position. Well, they were falling back. They used up their tires so much. At the end of that run, they'd actually fallen outside of the top 10, and they have been just struggling to find pace at this moment. You look at other drivers, though, this is the battle for 19th, 20th position. Falling back down to 22nd is Brad Delp, but in front of him, driver that spun out and actually brought out the yellow. Didn't mean to. Richard Wolsifer, he's up to 20th. Also seeing Zach Hall putting the pressure on this 6 machine. It has been an all-day effort to repair the 32, and he is now still trying to muscle his way to get a decent finish here tonight. They'll have to slot in line, and it's the majority of the drivers that were caught up in the big one that are right on top of one another here outside of the top 20.
Well, the advantage of definitely using the cautions to get your damage fixed helps you in a long race like tonight. I mean, we still have 20 laps to go. So if you didn't get any damage fixed, you might have a chance if we get some cautions here. But if not, you got to try and stay in that draft and utilize that ability to try and block the wind so that if you do have a little bit of damage, you can try and hide it. Definitely don't want to have damage here, though, and pull out. The second you pull out, all of a sudden your car might be slowing down when it has that damage.
As Brian McCann in the 8 machine runs 5th, he's seen in front of him currently it's the 11 of John Forbes, as well as Brian Johnson, Gavin Rogers, Shane Tarian. Your top 5 currently with McCann in 5th. And up front, all pretty much staying in line behind this 8 machine. There's a little bit of movement happening with Drew Chua, Edward Chua Jr. trying to make some moves to get back into the fight. Same for Douglas Newbigin. This might be finally the go time. Green lights out. 20 laps to go here tonight. Going to be 19 when they cross the line. But did you wait too long or did you not wait long enough? It's going to be the true question here this evening. And another driver I want to give note and credit to, Nick Crawford. At one moment, Nick was staying all the way back in 24th position with the oddball fuel strategy call of trying to take a late pit stop, just top off the fuel only. Now back into the mix, and just out inside of our top 10 is that 74 machine.
I got to give a huge shout out to the machine right in front of the 74 to 13. We saw him sitting sideways at one point, one of the cautions. We were worried maybe he would have some damage, fall outside that top 25, and did not do it. Was able to keep the car under control. Look at this big slide. Is he going to save it?
Oh no, I am so
Reagan, you're up in the wall.
Yeah, I can't see.
You get through it?
Nope.
Oh, jeez.
Not going to be surprised.
Sorry.
Closed right now.
Yeah, I just turned down low there.
Sure.
Did he blink out?
Praise him, and then he gets whacked with the commentator's curse.
your front bumper just came off.
At the line. I mean, you just get loosening.
Yeah, you can't catch a break.
I had nowhere to go. There were guys below me. I was just hoping.
After we see this spin,
Maybe I was all that.
Yeah.
Trying to stay off of Drew Jua, snaps loose, overcorrects back into the field, and then the 17, nowhere to go. Clip, bang, lose that front flip and bumper.
You calling me?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was below you, but I was leaving you a lot of room. It was just hard to see where the guy was going. I could see the smoke, but not the car.
I just saw smoke.
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely has damage that he's going to want to get fixed. That's for sure.
Yep.
So see right here, look like we're getting a different.
Do you not forget Texas?
Renabor Stitz here get his shot that he just clips into that 74.
I'm surprised he switched the keyboard. He was on the mic the whole time today.
See, also Kanata.
Can't let me know, man.
He's strapped 3 wide. There's nowhere for.
Can I say take 4 here?
Yeah, I love how he's calling him a hot lap hero, but yeah, that's the thing.
I don't know. It's so loose. I'm afraid to take 2. But
I mean, hell, we're getting wrecked out all the time anyway. You know.
Yeah.
Man's too busy driving, or typing for the driving.
This season, it was hit by his
Might get away with taking 2.
Texas.
It's still a little early, to be honest. But I mean, hell, if they keep wrecking.
yeah, there's only 14 laps on these tires. I'm afraid. A lot of people probably will take 2. But
17 laps to go. And
I
for
don't
some
have that big,
drivers,
you know
this
what,
could be
to
your
do that.
final
So.
time to use your last set of tires. They were given 4 sets to work with. And it looks like this is the call, pit road. But who takes 2 tires? Who takes 4?
I just
Justin, this is the
hit the
game.
wall. I wouldn't have hit him.
Oh no, it was that close.
I just barely clipped his right front.
Oh man.
He was coming off the wall.
2 tires worked.
I just couldn't see shit.
I mean,
Yeah.
guys are definitely coming out of the pits earlier.
Like me, I was telling y'all to go low, and then I stayed where I was, and I got wrecked.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Like,
I think some of these guys may be on different tires. So we're gonna find out as soon as you get that update.
Ryan Kelly in the 3 machine will take 2
Should've let you have
tires.
that. Now I'm gonna be on the
A
inside.
perfect
How much damage
stop
do you
for
have,
Brian
Steve?
P. Johnson.
Pain.
I think he only took 4 tires and
It
about
required
half a tank of
2
fuel.
optional.
Half a,
So I'm done.
gallon and a half. I mean, a tank and a half.
So we might have a
what
good
these
battle to
drivers
the
can
end,
put
buddy.
in because
I'm 14 laps down.
second time, that's a
Keep your ass in the
Oh
pits.
my God.
faster than some of the other
I
guys.
told you it was a matter of
Stay in
20
the
laps.
pits.
I'd get rid.
You better not come out.
I want those. Was that 2 points?
Yeah.
Mine.
I mean, there's time to get up there, but you're.
I will wreck you. If you come out, I will wreck you.
Not if I wreck you
Then
first.
they got the payback a little whenever the microphone said that you got a gas can on the outside of your car.
Track, but the laps definitely they click away pretty fast.
Apparently.
And for our top 2, they're going to be our front 2 for this restart. Joshua Kanata, Tom Sinchek, both did not pit. This is our first kind of sense of what
I
it's
think
like.
the car was feeling strong right there. I wouldn't mind seeing it go green.
We did have 2 people stay out, by the way.
Okay.
And we also saw in that replay, Joshua Kanata was snapping.
I wasn't even paying attention. I should have pit because I wasn't getting away around.
These tires are going to be miserable for the front row, and I'm going to be kind of shocked if that outside row gets going.
Ollie, what's your damage like? I know you and I have been about the same in the last couple talks.
We start on the outside.
That'll be hard.
We
need to be behind the 58 lead and pushing that air. If you have any damage, they've done the model.
Actually, I think this is a big ring play. When there's going to be another wreck with 5 to go, I can get fresher tires and then help y'all.
I got it down to
There you go.
now.
Yeah, I'm out of tires. I think that was my last. Yep, that was my last start. So.
Notice. So damage definitely on these cars are starting to be a little bit more realistic than maybe what it was.
10 laps
previously. They got
behind the
that
next
damage
guy.
model figured out. So we're gonna find out what happens to the 16 very shortly.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Front row gonna be Joshua
Nick didn't have
Kanata
damage.
and Tom
Wow.
Sinchek, old tires.
I think I did. Yeah, and I hit him right in his right front.
Then the
Wow.
machine, Ryan Kelly, he'll start on the
I
inside.
just got
Row
the
number
damage.
2, the 3 taking 2 tires for himself. Everyone else behind took 4 tires and fuel. And with 14 laps to go on we take this restart, anyone has a chance still to win this race if you're inside of the top 20. Here we go into the restart zone. Will it be calamity or can we keep it together? Green flag is out. Inside tries to go. Ryan Kelly misshifts for the 3. Not able to take off was Tom Sinchek. Joshua Kanata feels good for the 16, but for how long? Because we're already sneaking back and forth, trying to go 3 wide in the middle of the pack.
Brian Johnson going to drive to the inside, going to clear the 26 machine. He's going to have his eyes set, though, on the 16 of Joshua Kanata. As they're going to come out of the corner 2 or 3 wide, it looks like mass chaos. They look like they're 2 or 3 wide for 3 or 4 or 5 rows here.
Shane Tarian started in 6th. He might be the leader after a lap and a half. Take a full lap in 3/4. The 9. He didn't restart up front, but he'll body slam the 16. Gets wiggled. Johnson through the middle. Kelly follows in suit. What a move. And Brian P. Johnson will lead that lap. Shane Tarian with that wiggle and tap loses all his momentum. And from the lead, now trapped 3 wide, mixed and mingled, almost outside of the top 10. They're 4, almost thinking about 5 wide in the middle of this pack. This is the drama that you're scared of. Can these drivers keep it together? No, they won't. Sinchek into Fords, into others, and it is.
Oh boy! Wow! How did I make it through that? Oh my gosh!
Let us have
Yeah, way you right behind me there. Yeah.
No, I think cars there were.
Holy hell!
I just stayed in the gas the entire time.
How he wants to have this race in.
Yeah, it was like half throttle there. Everybody was spinning in front of me. Wow.
The saddest part of this is that whoever it takes out, I still don't gain a spot.
Yeah. Oh, because we only have 13 laps left.
Yep.
The big one in Michigan. Oh my gosh.
And there was no surprise.
Yeah, tell me
we knew it
to let
was
a
going to be
couple
dramatic. This is the restart went down on some of these big
Yeah,
moves that happened.
I'm stuck.
After this, the drivers really got into one another.
Did y'all make it through?
Drew Jua and others trying to make some moves to get in.
Let's
go.
They got that
the tires, the Thompson and the damage. The 26.
Ooh, somebody's wrecking under caution.
Falling back further and further.
That was Ford's.
My towing damage on the front nose, it looked like, too. I mean, these guys a little bit wounded out there in the different tires.
So, do we take tires there?
You're out, bud.
I don't have any.
I'm wondering if I do or if I wait, see if there's one more caution.
I think we should be behind
right there on the back. His wiggle all the time. He lost that. That helped stack up this field too. It keeps him 3 wide going into this corner.
Y'all are probably going to be so far up there, I'm not able to help anyway.
Squeezed up into one another.
I'm going to go ahead and come in.
That'd be great. I think we were up in
into the field and let chaos reign as everyone tries
close to that top 10.
Yeah, I think I'm sitting 9th or 10th right now.
Openings, others were not. Carl Pooler somehow sneaks his way past all of that. You'll see going all the way down onto the apron is Vincent Sora. As some drivers try to find a way through the middle, others did not. Carl Pooler ultimately did not find an opening for the
27 on the lead lap.
He was good.
If we got on board with Carl Pooler, was that blue car where kind of the seas parted at one point?
Yeah, it parted for a second and then ran into Shane Wyatt. Just did not work out perfectly.
Oh, here we go.
For the 58, right on board with Carl Pooler, which Carl has already called it a night. Calling it a night here is Carl Pooler, Shane Wyatt, the 88 of...
Man, that's like so many guys I'm going to be just a couple laps short.
After this caution,
it stinks.
here's a ride along with the 58 of Carl Pooler where he thought he left out.
Yeah, there were a lot of people caught up in that one.
Smoke, looking for an opening, somehow sneaks by.
They had a couple more laps.
That is not the case. And for Carl, I think his issue is he slammed on the brakes.
Oh, green white checkers.
That steering wheel to the left, he would have been fine. But
yeah.
because he hit the brake,
Let's go.
Could have a shot.
Where that car was going, and it pulled him right into Shane Wyatt.
What?
That would be awesome if I passed him because of the green white checker.
I come flying off the wall in front of you. That's how racing goes. You think
I'm kind of ready for this race to be over with.
Gave us a nice replay, but not
shut up, do what you're told and wreck somebody on the next last lap.
Maybe the advantage some drivers were looking for, as this is a caution that now allows a few drivers to use their final set of tires into pit road. Those drivers being Joshua Kanata, Tom Bourne, able to come into pit road and use their final set of tires here tonight. They'll be starting back in 18th, in 19th
Hey, Ken, I was watching the broadcast back. They mentioned you wrecking me in Texas.
2 laps of green flag racing there. So not a huge difference, but it might be big enough to work with how massive
They're
this track
talking
is.
about my bad luck. It was just like, yeah, 17 got hit by a teammate at Texas, got hit by a teammate at Martinsville.
It's
we got some duct tape on her, but
the team as a whole. Our luck is something else, man.
I don't think I finished the race since Atlanta.
Well, hell, I didn't even know if the caution or if the stage was an actual caution. I don't run them long enough.
It's just sad out here.
I want to say again, thank you to everyone that's watching with us here tonight.
It's like I'm already ready for the season to just be over.
Series. This is only race
Valve
5.
My playoff chances are shot unless I get a win.
The rest of the season.
Well, mine are done anyway, yeah, because like the Daytona Road Course, I'm not gonna make.
Daytona, as we'll see some super speed race
okay.
I'm gonna be on vacation anyway, so that's yeah enough. You do get one drop week, but like
have the double header of
the bad luck just keeps happening, so it doesn't matter.
Are they counting them as one race?
But up front,
huh? I don't know.
They're doing double header at the road course.
I know. So it's like I'm gonna be really screwed if that's what I miss, or if that's how they count it. Which the question is, how much more screwed can I be? And the answer is none. None really.
He had to start on that outside. Is he going to be able to make that inside line work? Is the 9 going to be able to get back up there? Not sure. But all I know is Brian P. Johnson, driver who's been in that top 5 all night. He's got to get up there, and he's leading that race. And Brian McCann, he wants to as well. As the 7 now is going to dive down to the inside. Is he going to be able to make a stick?
If we look at all of past statistics, it says the driver that led the most laps is most likely going to win, and that means keep your eyes out.
Way overdrove it, got tight.
Place of Larry Yingling. But those that are inside of the top 10, it's Brian P. Johnson, Brian McCann, drivers that have been just outside of the top 5 all night long, trying to find an opening to sneak their way forward. But Shane Terrian has been the dominant driver for these final 25 laps. It has been just the 9 getting up front. He's been kind of a wizard on the fact that he's just been finding openings to make each slide job work that he attempts. Everyone else behind, though, it's been also seeing the strength of Gavin Rogers at moments. We've also seen Douglas Newbigging be quick. But again, watch out for that bright red 67 machine of Larry Yingling. Looks like he is now on the go to try to sneak his way forward. 8, soon to be 7 laps to go as we cross the line. Terrian is back to the lead position.
What an impressive move. I mean, he went in 3rd position, came out the leader. That was just incredible what he did right there. That could be the race-winning move.
Keep the friends before Monday night.
I mean, right now, he's got them how they wants them behind him, stacked up 2 by 2, 3 wide coming out of the corner. Looks like Gavin Roger maybe got into 2nd position there. Yep, he cleared Brian P. Johnson, so Johnson goes from 1st back to 3rd now with 7 to go.
And it's Douglas Newbig, and he finally gets to that yellow line, really setting it down below. They're going to be a squeeze 3 wide for a quick moment. Cedric Hunter able to find an opening through, but no, Douglas Newbig sideways spins. More drivers spinning behind.
No, it wasn't Wade.
Ricochet into the water barrels.
Oh, unless that was behind me.
Absolutely destroyed.
39.
All right, Wade.
Yeah, Zach,
You drove back on the track.
I thought there was a car in front of me that spun down coming out of 4.
Are you kidding me? I passed the 74. He was on the grass going all the way down the front stretch. I pass him and we go for another 5 seconds. The caution comes out and you've got to let him by.
There were 2 separate
Wow. It's like,
thing exploded on
what? I mean, I know I'm lapped down, so I would have to give up that anyway, but it's like, there's no telling how many people he's going to get to pass.
You're going to see
He got a damn 300 with
Douglas
that.
just continues to let that car drift up, makes contact with Brian McCann,
I was about to say, I'll
and then
come
say
back and pick up
hello
the
to the
spare
water
if you
barrels.
Oh man, all these late restarts, I'm having to restart on the inside.
Sorry about
I don't like that.
Super loose right on the exit.
And
About
Nick
killed you.
Crawford, they'll find contact up the exit of 4.
You ain't passing me today, Ken.
Was able to avoid the wall, but it's going to be close. But as you see the 56 trying to
Surprisingly,
hold
it's like 8 laps to fix all that damage. I guess half of them were caution laps.
I should have just let you leave. Be like, that's tough luck, man. See you next week.
Yeah, you won't get a finish in time. What happened to me? You know?
Just lie. I got you by 1 lap. Ha 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 ha.
You're going to drive it down to the inside. You see the 56 right there to the outside. Starts to slide up the track, and that kind of
That's position.
wall, and
Oh wait,
For you, for you maybe. Why don't you just rub salt in the wound, dude?
Timing. I was talking about how I've seen you in like so many wrecks tonight, but your car looks like it just didn't roll off the shop
get
floor.
carpool too. Come on.
You're off the team. You're off the team.
Shit, my luck might turn.
And also,
It probably would.
how did your car so clean?
His race.
I got turned on like last
There's the winning race.
and then got
Back to back.
Yeah.
And my car still has like 3 minutes of damage, and your car looks perfect.
Shane Terry, Gavin Rogers, Brian P. Johnson, your top three. Ryan Kelly in fourth. Cedric Hunter.
It's actually like Formula E racing. I just go into the pit and switch out the car.
First big ones of the night. The 13
okay.
in fifth place.
Don't worry, man. I'll take care of it real quick.
I will brake check you right now.
I know. Talked about how maybe a top 20, top 25 finish would be a good run for the 72 machine. Why not?
Try to give me another 4X.
All I need to do is get you off the track for 2 laps.
Probably lap 80.
The driver we've been talking about all night long, Justin. The 70 machine of Aaron.
I'll take my rear end and your front end any day, bud. Come on.
This thing's already had enough of you. Stick a fresh bumper on it.
Yeah, he had the EOL like you mentioned. He had the spin early.
Pitch me in the wall.
We talked. He was like 19 seconds behind the stage. Then we saw him about 3 cautions ago on the back straight. Like he got a little bit of damage and was sliding. Didn't make any contact though. That was
Well, even if you got a meatball now, as long as you can make it around the track, you're good.
But that makes you wonder. If
How
he
many
gets
laps
up there, does he have the speed?
what?
If he just
There's only 3 more to go.
Top 5 and have the little bit of clean air.
Yeah, so it'll be green white.
It is going to be green white checker. Let's go! I might get somebody.
All you got to do is get a good restart.
No, I'm still 6 laps behind everybody. Boo.
Cautions in total. And
One more caution now, and you'll get him.
Here tonight with 100 laps.
I just gained 3 positions, Ken. How's it feel?
A lot of cautions, but
dude.
Oh, hold on. The guy behind me.
We're either going to get a fully green flag run from most of the race and then maybe 1 or 2 cautions, or you're going to get a race like tonight where it feels like every 5 laps the drivers are just so on top of one another they can't get away.
I think Danny's car
is almost bound to happen every 5 to 10 laps.
What'd you say, Nick?
Oh, every 5 to 10 laps. Right
I think
now,
your car is too
5 to
clean.
10 laps. I mean, if they get to the white flag, that would end it.
So did whoever
they just
turned
gotta
Tom
come
off
around
turn
and
2 there.
get 1 lap completed, and this race could be.
There's a lot of cars up here that are way too
gotta
clean.
make your moves. I mean, you
Can you gain any spots here?
Right side cleaned up.
Like seriously, from racing?
If that caution comes out,
Douglas, no, none.
No. Okay.
Nick, how about we both just
I was gonna help you like a good teammate, but
Checkered if we find ourselves.
I mean, I can take someone out for you, but it won't do you any justice.
no, I didn't know if you were racing any of the guys around you. Here.
If we get the white flag, the race is official. It's all
Those ISR
Everyone else is gone or too far away.
On this
Okay.
first lap, we head into
Unrelated,
overtime.
but
We
hello,
have 3
Josh.
attempts if needed, and the field knows.
Hello, follow
if we
me
go into
to either
overtime,
glory
it is
or the
going to
team of
get
the crash.
Crazy. Shane Terrian, though, on the inside. Gonna be
I
on
ain't
the
listening
freshest.
till I
It's
speak
gonna be
God
on
or
4
they'll check
tires
the
and
flag.
fuel, and our lead driver, Gavin Rogers, trying to get back
follow
to
you
the
there.
back. And a few other drivers hoping to get
14
a
laps down, same mindset.
First time this season. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, on your Wednesday night. It's the WSSR Cup Series inside the
You're not racing anybody behind you, either, are you?
White checkered. The Michigan
No.
200 for race number 5 of the season is back underway. Shane Terrian going to be the lead driver for the 9. He gets a good launch for himself. But do you want too big of a launch? The draft has been so
Or am I? Come on.
But here we go.
Oh, he wants to go?
Shane Terrian for now. Brian Johnson's trying to find it.
Gotta have some fun being like 8 laps down.
He wants to see behind. Side by side, so hopefully one of them cannot get a run. That's what he's thinking. But these guys behind, they want the run.
Where you at, bro?
Looks like he has a big guy coming down the straightaway. What's he going to do? The 9's going to pull to the inside, protect the inside. The 75 is going to get to his outside quarter panel potentially. Maybe that's what he wants coming out of his corner. Is he going to be able to hang there? Does not look like it coming out of the corner.
Coming out of the corner, and Gavin Rogers going to be poking it side by side, brushing the walls. Though it's going to be Terrian. It's all Gavin Rogers, and they're going to be crossing the line.
Buddy. One more time.
Oh, he's gonna be a big one.
It's Brian P. Johnson. Gavin Rogers going to be in front 2. Shane Terrian will fall back.
I'm checking that. I'm not taking that 3.
Ryan Kelly took 2 tires. The 3's not out of this fight just yet.
Coming up to block your run, though.
All Gavin Rogers.
Get wrecked.
Terrian.
That arrow was terrible.
be side by side down into turn number 3. Will it be Rogers? Brian P. Johnson's looking for the momentum. The crossover move that gave Rogers the lead. Will it protect him here? Gavin Rogers blocks down to the apron.
Oh, there they go.
Rogers back to back.
Oh, come on. Good one, Gavin.
Long Beach to Michigan. It's 75.
Got him.
Probably get back to you, man, and give you a good push back. Just to that turn right there, mate. I ran it on hard and just didn't have no speed for some reason.
Thank you very much for backing out of that opportunity that you had.
All those moves. Can't wait to talk to him.
Almost top 10, Madeline.
11 and 13. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
not too
Nice
much.
job, guys.
Oh man, I got hosed in turn 2 on the restart here. I got hosed. Lost a lot of momentum. It was either gonna wreck or check up.
Where would we see Rogers? Would he be a driver fighting every week?
When that yellow car got loose or whatever, I was ready for you to take it middle on them, but it probably wouldn't break.
Him and Zach Hall got
teammates dang wrecking me.
When we come back, we'll talk to our top 3. The 75 Kevin Rogers, Brian P. Johnson.
Oh man,
The one wreck I managed to avoid in the night was that one.
You're going to leave on me, do not leave on the track.
Going backwards.
Oh man.
Just had a nice recovery.
Oh.
Oh man, that speeding. Let's see, took me lost me 3 spots because I was actually the same laps down as Shane Wyatt, and then I was 1 lap behind Carl Puller and Stempian. So if I hadn't been speeding, I wouldn't have lost another lap, and then would have been up there, gotten a wave around probably, and been 12 down. Like it matters. Oh, well, good race.